Hey, everyone. Patrice Malloy here, the Affluence CFO. It is 2025. Welcome in. Happy New Year. If you are new to me, again, my name is Patrice Malloy. I'm the Affluence CFO, and my mission and quite honestly, my journey in this life is to empower women to build sustainable, scalable, and saleable businesses that bring more joy, more income, and more impact. What I'd love to do is just welcome you in. I'm going to talk to you about some interesting things today. We're going to be talking about strategic pricing. We're going to be talking about positioning. We're going to be talking about predictable profit. And why not? It is the first of the year. It is Q1 2025. We have the next 90 days to do something drastic and incredible and pivotal in your business. And I want to be the first to jump in and give you some ideas and some strategies on how to accomplish that. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to get started. I love a good presentation. Some people learn differently. Some people like to see images. Some people like to see statistics. Some people like to see visuals. Some people just like to listen. So whatever floats your boat, whatever fits your fancy, go ahead and leverage that and then just follow along with me. All right. If you have questions, comments, concerns, as always, shoot me a chat, hit me with a DM, hit me with a question, whatever it is, and we will get that answer over to you. Alrighty, now let's go ahead and share. Now, a lot of people make resolutions for the new year. I'm not necessarily a fan of that because I think that many times we can get distracted and those resolutions that we originally planned fall by the wayside, and then we feel like we did not accomplish anything that we were supposed to. All right. I finally got my life together. We were able to see the presentation. So, this is called Ditch Resolutions, Drive Results. That is what we want to focus on. This is your unapologetic pricing and positioning for predictable profit session. Now, again, you know how I operate, you know how I roll, and I am of the thought processes in the school of thought that says we're not going to be setting any tired old goals. We're going to be setting cycles. If anybody is familiar with the 12-week year, it is an excellent book. It is essentially boiling your year down into 12 weeks so that you have 4 quarters. So, what you would typically do in 1 year, you're basically doing in 4 years because you have drastically increased what you're doing in a short period of time. This is also very iterative. So, those are my project management folks, those who know about agile and those iterative frameworks and working in sprints and making sure that you are solving problems as they come up. This will fit right in with you. So, let's talk about that. Again, we're going to talk about setting cycles as opposed to goals. And we are here to change how you show up, scale up, and secure what's yours. And that is our unapologetic affluence. Now, for those of you, again, who are new to me, you have to define what unapologetic affluence is for you. For me, it is time, it is opportunity, it is the ability to do what I want to do when I want to do it, to work with who I want to work with when I want to work with them, to take time off, to spend time with my family, to be able to rest, relax, re energize, recoup, all the things. If I decide that I want to, take a month off and travel, that's what I'm going to do. If I want to rest for a week, that's what I'm going to do. So that is what unapologetic affluence is to me. I would love for you to define that for yourselves and put it in the chat. Let me know where you're coming from and what that means to you. And we'll go ahead and continue. Now, did you know that 82% of businesses fail due to cash flow issues? This is a thing. That's why we see so many businesses go out of business, quite honestly. And I don't know if you saw, I had a recent post that talked about Bench Accounting, which is a huge corporation that's gone out of business. And it's because they did not price their services appropriately, at least not enough for them to have the profit margin that they need, all of the income that they need to cover all of their operating expenses, and then to be able to pay for reinvesting into the business. So we don't want that for you. Now, underpricing is a top culprit, but it's not going to happen here and it's not going to happen today because we have what we need to avoid that challenge and that pitfall. Alrighty. Now, let's go on ahead and talk about the 3P framework. This is our power equation. Now, 3P is powerful positioning plus premier pricing equals predictable profit. Powerful positioning plus premier pricing equals predictable profit, right? Say that 3 times fast. Now, what do we mean by this? Powerful positioning is setting your foundation. So, this is the tone, this is your messaging, this is how you show up online. This is your authority, your visibility. This is how you're going to set yourself as the subject matter expert in your space. When we talk about premier pricing, we are talking about commanding your worth. A lot of times, especially as women, we don't understand what it means to command our worth. We focus on pricing by the hour, and that's not what we need to do. Why? Because the people that come to you are paying for the shortcut. They're paying for the experience, the expertise, the schooling, the training, the on the job performance, the additional personal and professional development that you've invested in, the coaches, the consulting, the things that help you get your business to a certain level is what everybody is going to be paying for. So if that's the case, we need to make sure that we are showing up the price that is commensurate with that, that aligns with all of that. And then finally, we have our predictable profit. This is reaping the rewards of everything that we've had in play. Now, when you have pricing that commands, a particular amount, you can predict how much you're going to have each month. So we definitely want to get to a point where we're able to do that. And I just want to let you know that your income ceiling is not set by the market, it's set by you. And we want to shatter that. This is a combination of mindset challenges, which people experience a number of times, or not having that particular wealth mindset type of thinking. But it's also about being maybe uneducated or just not truly understanding what it means to price in a way that's going to allot the profit that you're looking for. We always have to take into account those operating expenses, what it costs to, manage your website and your customer relationship management and your proposal software and any contractors or employees that you have and any overhead and any unexpected expenses that might occur, right? If we think about it from that perspective, then we'll start to think about pricing a little bit differently. So I just want to bring that to your attention, and we'll continue to discuss this as we move through the presentation. All right, this is just a little image. Why do I have this here? This is because if you take a look at this woman, she's showing up, she's smiling, she's happy, she's excited, she looks like she's about to tell us something incredible. And from my perspective, she is positioned in a way that's going to make me listen. She looks like she knows what she's talking about. She knows what she's doing. She's been there, done that, got the t shirt, and this is just slight work for her, right? This is how I want you to show up as well. This is how you look, not necessarily literally, but this is how you look and show up when you are confident in what you do, who you serve, and the transformation that you can create. So I just want you to keep this in mind as we continue through this. All right. Now, I put that there because I want you to position yourself like the industry leader that you are. This is not your first show. This is not your first rodeo. You've been doing this for years, right? You are not new to this. You are true to this. And we want the masses to understand that. How do you do this? By owning the stage. This could be a literal stage. It could be speaking engagements. It could be you showing up on virtual platforms. This could be the social media stage, right? LinkedIn. Are you positioning yourself as a subject matter expert, as a voice, as a leading, you know, industry leader in a particular, market or sect or topic? That's what you want to make sure that you're doing. Because if you don't believe you're the go-to person for whatever it is that you're selling, why should anybody else? I mean, that's a legitimate question. That's not a rhetorical question. We want you to start thinking about this as we show up, as we position ourselves, as we create our messaging, as we, create those emails, as we create those captions, etc. The second thing we want to do is craft your USP, your unique positioning product. Okay. We're going to use our 3P model. We're going to be talking about personalities, problems, and then the promise. And then we want to make sure that you are securing high ticket deals. Positioning alone can land premium clients. If you're showing up as the go-to person for X, Y, and Z, people will look at you for that and they will understand the price that is in alignment with that particular expertise, experience for them as well. Okay. So I want you to think about this as we continue to go down. So again, we want to own the stage, whether it be your social media platforms, your Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, physical stages, virtual stages, live events, etc. Understand what your unique selling proposition is. Understand who you serve, what you do, why you do, what you do, and the transformation. Okay. People want to know that the problem that they came to you for is going to be solved. So you need to make sure that you are clear about how you solve that problem. And then again, you'll be able to secure your high ticket deals. All right. How do we do this? We want to make sure we are aligning our message with premium clients. So when we talk about our messaging, when we talk about how we show up, we want to talk about solutions over features. People pay for solutions in status, not just the features. So we don't care if you have 100 million, coaching sessions or all these tools and resources and checklists and all the things. We want to understand what's going to happen when we work with you. How are you going to solve my problem? Make my life easier, save me money, give me more time, fix my organization, etc. How are you going to fix my problem? You want to craft your pitch. Okay, so you want to write a 3 sentence pitch that screams, I'm the best in the game. So, what is it that you do in 3 sentences or less that clearly describes the transformation that people will receive by working with you? When I open this up, I talk to you about being, the affluent CFO. I empower women to build sustainable, scalable, and saleable businesses that bring more income, more impact, and more joy. So we are building enterprises that allow us to have lives that we love and leave legacies for the people that we love as well. So I'd love for you to kind of go through that, figure out what your 3 sentence pitch is. It better scream, I'm the best in the game and nobody can do it like me. Come check me out. And then when we start to have that and we've got it fine tuned, we're going to be able to elevate your brand. The messaging should resonate with those high end clients. Again, say things like, opulence, bespoke, individual, boutique, unique, things like that that just scream luxury, that scream elevated, that scream white glove service, that scream, I understand why I'm going to be paying you all this money for your services. Okay. When you say things like, are you struggling? Are you busted, disgusted? Are you things that have like a negative connotation or that speak lack? Those are the type of folks you're going to attract, unfortunately. And many times, those people do not have the income that we need to afford our services. So, do yourself a favor and speak to the people that you want to buy your products and services. Alrighty? Ask me how I know. Okay. After we figure that out, we're going to dominate your niche. Please understand this. You're not competing with everyone, you're competing with yourself. Okay? It's you against you. Because of that, we want to make sure that we are narrowing down, doubling down on what it is that we do, and we're standing out. You want to be seen as a category of one. That's what my coach always says, right? A category of one. What is it that allows you to be a differentiator from everybody else in the industry? What makes you different? What makes you unique? What makes the experience of working with you so stellar and outstanding that it's a no-brainer for people to sign up with you? We really want to start thinking about that. And that's how you're going to dominate your niche. How do we start this? First, you want to identify your specialty. You need to focus on what makes you unique in your industry, like I mentioned, right? How do you stand out? So, for instance, I have had experience in artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotic process automation, in addition with finance. So, I was fintech before fintech was a thing, right? I was working on artificial intelligence before everybody. So this is like 20 years ago, right? So as people are seeing things that are happening now, they think it's new, but it's been working in the background for many, many, many years, and it's going to continue to evolve. So again, identify what makes you unique. So I like to call myself the financial fairy godmother as well as the AI alchemist. I combine finance and artificial intelligence to help women build these scalable, saleable businesses. So I want you to start thinking about that, what you do. The second thing we're going to do is become the expert. You want to establish yourself as that go to authority in your niche. Can't nobody do it like you. Nobody knows how to do it like you. Nobody knows the ins and outs. Nobody has had that same experience that you've had. So you want to make sure that you are showing up that way, unapologetically, right? Declare what it is that you do, who you serve, how you help, and why nobody does it better than you. And then finally, you're going to own your space. You want to create content and offerings that showcase your expertise. So if you are a finance expert, talk about things in the finance, field. It doesn't necessarily always have to be very, methodical and, by the book and talk about different, like accounting standards, but you can talk about things in the financial industry, how to invest, how to set yourself up for success as far as being a business owner, what you need to do as far as retirement, how do you position your clients for retirement themselves, how do you get them to a place where they can sell their business at a 10 multiple, right? Things like that. So really focus on your own space, what you love to do, who you serve, who you help, what makes you that differentiator, and then talk about that all the time. All right. Because again, if you're the expert, you should be the one that's talking about it the most. People should automatically align your name with that particular topic or niche whenever they hear it. Now, we see this beautiful diamond, but we only see a price tag of $1,000. Now, if you're like me, I'm like, hold up, like, is that real? Is there something wrong with it? Because we know that a diamond of that size is not going to cost $1,000. Now, just like we don't think that's going to be $1,000, we have to look at our pricing when we actually, unveil it to our audience. Are they saying, I don't know about that price tag. I don't know if that transformation is going to be what I think it is based on the price. Or are they saying, you know what? I get that. That totally makes sense. So we want to be mindful when we're pricing our products and services of that particular question. Does this make sense? Am I actually going to get what I paid for? Am I going to get the transformation I'm looking for with this price? Or are they saying, okay, $10,000, I get it. I know what my problem is. I know it hurts. I know the sense of urgency, and I know I need to get it fixed now. So I'll go ahead and pay it. So that's what I want you to start really thinking about. So now we go into premier pricing without flinching. Here's a myth that we tell ourselves a lot of times that people will not pay that much. That much could be $1,000, that much could be $10,000, that much could be $100,000, depending on what you offer. But the reality is, we need to stay out of people's pockets. Unless they say I can't afford it, then assume that they can. Okay, so the reality is that they won't pay you because you have not positioned it as valuable. So we need to be very mindful and strategic about how we come across, how we talk about our services, and how we position that transformation. If it's not valuable to people, they're not going to buy it. Sales are going to be dry. You're going to be having crickets. Your calendar is not going to be full. So again, you want to make sure that you are positioning yourself in a way that screams value, that screams transformation. And that moves us to the solution. So price for the transformation, not just the services. If you have somebody who, for instance, comes to you for taxes, before they came to you and you took a look at their stuff, they probably owed $40,000, $50,000 in taxes. After you work with them, they were going to get a refund of $20,000. So that is what? A $70,000 increase in their favor. So position yourself in that manner. What's the transformation? What's going to change as a result of them working with you? How will their life be different? Better. How would they be better? Different. People love status. People love, you know, elevating themselves. People love to get their time back. People love to save money, or people like to make more money. So those are some of the things you really want to start thinking about when you talk about your services and your products to people. Got another little picture here because I love a good visual. So this is your high value pricing. So again, you want to make sure that your profit margins are set in a manner that is going to allow you to not be resentful for the price that you charge to people for the work that you're going to have to do. You want to make sure that your operating expenses are taken care of. You want to make sure that you have profit on top of that. And you want to make sure that you have a buffer for your taxes and other things that are going to have to be paid for in the future. So we are pricing for transformation. So here's a formula that I came up with, and it's called results times urgency times value should be your price. So let's go back to that whole tax, example. So I'm a tax advisor. I'm here to help you save $70,000 worth of taxes. Why? You didn't file your taxes for 2023 or 2022. So the urgency is right now because we have to make sure that we get that in before the IRS comes after us. What's the value? I'm saving you over $70,000 in taxes that you had expected to pay. What's the price going to be for that? I'm going to charge you at least $10,000. So think about it that way. Here's another example. You have a $50,000 problem. Your $10,000 solution is a steal. We just talked about that, right? So you owe $50,000 in taxes. I'm able to give you, a refund of $20K. I'm charging you $10,000. That is a steal. You are paying a seventh, essentially, of what it is that I'm saving you. So the return on investment is very high for you. And then finally, we want to talk about the impact. One pricing shift added $50K to a client's bottom line. So back to that tax situation, because we did your taxes, we added $50,000 to your bottom line and then an additional $20K in a refund that you got. So really, I added $70,000 to your bottom line. So these are things that people want to know. Like, what? That's what you can do for me, girl. Where do I sign? Send me that invoice. Let's get going, right? So just make sure you are doing that type of work. Another thing that you can do is build tiered offers. Not all clients are created equal. And I'm sure you know this. This is not the first time you've come across this. Different people want different things, but you want to make sure that you're not creating these a la carte types of services because it's going to be very challenging for you to actually fulfill all of that consistently. You do want to give them options that fit their needs and their budget, but again, you want to make sure that it's something that you can easily accomplish or that you have a teammate that can support you in that as well. We want to create tiers with different levels of access, services, and values. So you can have one program. Say, for instance, for my unapologetic affluence, CFO accelerator, I have one program. I provide you with that support with your financials, helping you understand how to price strategically, how to make sure that you are saving for retirement, how to make sure that you have put your wealth care in the forefront because it is very important for you to be whole as a person, as well as building a holistic business. Because of that, I'm able to access my clients at different levels, or they can access me, excuse me. So one tier might be $5,000, right? A $10,000 tier, a $20,000 tier, which means we're on the phone. You've got my cell phone number. We've got Baxter. We're talking back and forth. So that level of access increases that price because I know that my time is valuable. I know that my experience and expertise are valuable. And by getting in contact with me, I'm able to solve a problem quickly. So that's what we mean by access. And then finally, you want to offer a premium tier that provides the most value and generates the highest revenue. We talked about identifying, products and services or packages or bundles that are going to allow you to do, a minimal amount of work for a high price. Again, it's worth it because you've already gone through all the things that needed to happen for you to get to where you are. They're paying for that shortcut, and you were able to support more than one person at a time by offering communities, by offering, group coaching, by offering mini masterminds, etc. So people are still getting the same information, just the level of access is different. So just be mindful of that when we think about a premium price. Okay. Now here we go again. When we're talking about building tiered offers, we have a couple different ways that you can do it. For me, I love a good VIP experience, right? This is an exclusive high touch service. You're working one on one with that client. You may fly into their site. You may have them fly into you. You're providing lunch. You're providing, one on one support with them. You are providing a product or deliverable at the end of their time together. You're giving them high touch right now, boots on the ground service, excuse me, and expertise. And that is what they're paying for. The next thing would be a signature program. This is a core offering, but it's also a premium value. So it could be the same thing as a VIP experience. However, it's in a group setting, right? So instead of being one on one, you have maybe a group of 10 people. You meet virtually on Zoom. Still give them insight and coaching on what's going on in their businesses, but it's not one on one with you, or it's not as much time. So that's your signature program. And then we have our entry packages. So these are accessible, but still premium. So somebody who maybe kind of wants to test you out, understand what it is that you do, who you serve, how you work. And that's an entry level. So you're able to give them, maybe a one-off project. Maybe you're able to do their bookkeeping. Maybe you're able to do the taxes for them. It's still accessible and it's still a premium price because you've priced it based on, again, your experience, expertise, etc. These are just three items that you can, incorporate into your services or your offerings. But this is what I love. A VIP experience is a great way to work with somebody to command a premium price. Be done with it. Do a handful of those throughout the year. Hit your revenue goals. The signature program. It could be a consistent program. It could be um, constant enrollment, or it could be, 6 months. You close the doors and then you're not opening it for another 6 months, right? So you're building that fear of FOMO. So people are on the wait list, they're ready for you to open up your doors again, and they're ready to hand you your money. So just be mindful of those things. Think about how you can provide these types of services to people at different levels and then at different levels of access to you. Another visual. So she's looking happy, she's looking excited, and she is excited because she does not have any pushback from the people she's talking about. She's provided a service, she's provided a proposal to them, and they are ready to sign the invoice. Okay. So we want to make sure that we're prepared so that when we are having these sales conversations, when we're getting on these calls, when people are talking to us in our DMs, sending us emails, etc., we're ready to engage them right away, help them understand the benefit of working with you, the transformation that you're going to provide for them, and have them sign on that dotted line. But sometimes we do have some pricing pushback. So we want to make sure that we're understanding what's going on with them. Many times when people talk about the objection or say something like that's too expensive, they don't feel like you're providing the value that they need in order to take that next step. So we always want to listen. Then we want to reframe what we heard. So shift that focus from cost to value and transformation. So say, I understand, that $10,000 may sound like a lot of money. However, when we get everything set up for you, once we get your taxes straight, once we get that, liability off of you, you will no longer owe $50,000. Instead, you will get a refund for $20,000. So now that $10,000 price tag doesn't look too bad. And then you want to stand firm. So confidently reiterate your worth without wavering. Many times we get ourselves into trouble because we want to talk about the benefits and why people should buy with us instead of just listening, right? Understanding what it is that they have as far as their challenges go, provide them with a solution based on what you provide and what you offer, and then just be quiet, right? We get ourselves into trouble because we talk people out of sales by saying too much. So it's really like, this is what it is. This is what I do. This is who I serve. This is the price. I like it or love it. And I'm just going to let you tell me what you want to do moving forward. Okay. You want to move forward? Awesome. If not, no harm, no foul. When you're ready, come back. Right. So that's what I mean by standing firm. We are talking about predictable profit. And this is your money map. Okay. Now, if you have a goal of $250,000, this is going to be your target revenue for the year. Now, you want to make sure that you're understanding the quickest, most effective, realistic way that you can reach that. If you have a challenge with bandwidth, saying that you're going to have 100 clients is not realistic. It's crazy. It's crazy talk, right? If you have a team and maybe you have 20 or 30 clients, it's going to be a lot easier for you to facilitate that process. Make sure that the people that you're working with have a stellar experience with you. They feel like their onboarding is beautiful. They understand that the support that they're getting is timely. Their answers are being given to them in a manner that makes sense to them, that they can apply. So they're really seeing the transformation, right? So you want to make sure that when you're setting that annual goal, you can back into it in a way that makes sense. So for instance, if you have that high value VIP day, maybe that's $25,000 per client. If you want to reach 250K, the quickest way for you to do that is to get 10 VIP clients that are paying you $25,000. So again, you just need to be mindful and strategic about this. It's really not hard, right? It may be difficult to envision that and really see it if you have challenges with your abundance and your wealth mindset. But when it all boils down to it, numbers are black and white, numbers don't lie. And $250,000 divided by 10 clients is going to be 25K per client. So how do we package and position our offer to make sure that that makes sense for our clients? Okay, so after that, we're going to execute our profit playbook. There are 3 steps to this. We want to stabilize, grow, and then scale our businesses. Stabilizing means that we're building a solid foundation for your business through consistent performance and reliable systems. What do I mean by that? We are identifying everything that we need to do in our business. We are finding any gaps. We are writing standard operating procedures for that. We are creating videos, Looms, Zooms, whatever you need to do in order to make sure that you can train people that are going to be coming after you, right, onto your team so that they are equipped with the tools and resources that they need to succeed. Then we're going to talk about growing. So systematically increasing your revenue and expanding your client base while maintaining quality. That is so important. I know you've, probably experienced some sort of companies where at first when they were mom and pop shop, they were amazing. You had that attention to detail and to answering your questions and providing everything that you needed. But as soon as they started to grow, that personal touch went away. So when that happens, there's a challenge with quality, and we want to make sure that that's not going to happen for us. So when we grow, again, we want to systematically increase your revenue and expand your base while maintaining quality. Then finally, while we're scaling, you're leveraging your success to expand your reach and maximize impact across markets. So we have put all of our foundations in place. We have automations, we've got sequences, we've got systems in place, we have our SOPs, we've got our team, we've got everybody operating on all cylinders, and we are operating as a well-oiled machine. That is what we want, ideally. That is how you build an enterprise. Okay. That is how you allow yourself to break free from being in the day to day operations of your business so that you can now work on it as the visionary instead of working in it as the executor of all things. Right. So when you build stability first, then you scale. You want to focus on a strong base before expanding. Have you ever, I don't know if you've ever run ads before, but it's like you have these ads, you're throwing all this money at it and nothing is happening. So your return on investment is not present, right? What we need to understand is when we're running ads, we need to understand what works organically, what got, interaction, what got likes, what got comments, and then pour gas on something like that. So again, it's being very strategic, it's being very intentional about how we set ourselves up, how we price, and how we work with our clients. This is just a picture of, IT, it's all the systems, it's our team looking at it. And this is some of the benefit of having a team. Being able to have those systems, those processes, procedures in place, the automation working for you so that everybody is able to do what they need to do to the best of their ability. Automating your income streams. Some of the best ways to automate your income and have predictable revenue is to create memberships. Excuse me. This is a recurring revenue model and it is great for consistent cash flow. We can also think about retainer models. So, if you are a service provider, you can think about long term contracts for stable income. So, for instance, to work with me, it is at least a 90-day minimum retainer for a couple of reasons. You need to be able to make sure that I can provide those results for you. We want to see tangible shifts in your business, and we want to make sure that there's enough time for us to see the shift from where we started to where we're going. Okay. And then we have automation systems. You're streamlining your processes for efficient scaling. What do we mean by this? So automate your onboarding process, create welcome emails, create, access to their portals if it's something that they have access to, help them navigate what they need to navigate in order to be successful right away, right? It's making sure that that onboarding experience is the best it can possibly be so that they not only stay engaged, but they refer people to you in the future. We want to be able to make sure that we are scaling smarter and not harder. I know we've heard that before. It can be a doozy when you're building a business by yourself. When you leverage automation or you finally get that team in place, you're able to do a lot more, a lot faster, a lot more efficient, and a lot better. So we want to make sure that we're doing things like analyzing our data. We want to make sure that you are using metrics to identify top performing offers, right? If we have something in our profit center that is not giving us what we're looking for, then we can cut it and focus on what it is that's giving us the most bang for our buck, right? So again, if those VIP days are hitting, focus on the VIP days. If the group coaching works, do that as well. We want to double down on those things that are working the best for us. We want to refine our offers. So you want to consistently be able to evolve your offers to make sure that you are taking into account what's happening with the market, with the industry, with any kind of shifts, any changes. So we're refining your offers, you're optimizing what's happening based on client feedback and results. I always recommend doing feedback loops, right? So, 30 days, 45 days, 60 days in, do a survey. What is it that you have, accomplished so far? Is there any area in which we are lacking or you could use more support? What's the next level of service that you might need? What is your next challenge? So being mindful of that and consistently keeping up to date and on track of what's happening in your ecosystem is going to help you make better offers. We want to cut any dead weight, so eliminate any underperforming products or services because what's the point, right? We don't want to have anything that's going to cost us money. We need things that are going to produce a profit and then double down. We want to invest more in those most profitable areas. So again, if it's a VIP days, hey, figure out what to do to make your VIP days even better. If it's a group coaching, how do I hire additional coaches to make sure that everybody in my community has what they need? So all of those things are what we need to double down on. Now, we've gone through the 3P framework, and I want to talk about the benefits of applying it. When you apply the framework, you get predictable results, you get proven frameworks to hit and exceed your income goals, accountability, you have check ins to keep you focused and on track, and then motivation. You have constant support to push beyond your limits. There is something that's very challenging about being a solopreneur. Feeling like you're in a silo, not having support, not having anyone to pour into you, not having someone to bounce ideas off of, someone to keep you accountable and on track and engaged and focused. That is really, really, really important when you're an entrepreneur. It's already challenging, but you need that support system and you need that additional insight and these shortcuts that people have used to build their businesses. So I highly recommend applying this 3P framework, getting that pricing, getting that positioning, and then increasing those profits so that you can live the life that you desire and pour into others. in the way that you want to pour into them. Now, we spent some time together, and you know I'm good for an offer, honey. So I want to give you an exclusive offer. This is an invitation to join Unapologetic Affluence. It is a community on school. We talk about all these things. We talk about pricing. We talk about positioning. We talk about profitability. We talk about making sure that you have everything you need in store to build a business that is not only scalable, but is sustainable. It's saleable. If you decide at any point that you want to sell your business at a 3, 5, 10x multiple, we will prepare you for that. We will also make sure that you're leveraging things like strategic tax um, strategies to make sure that you're saving money. We don't have to pay more than we owe. You're able to reinvest that money, or you're able to put it in places that are tax deferred or tax free so that you're able to build that legacy fund that you desire to build. And we also talk about support, community, pouring into one another, being able to make sure that we have what we need, even if it's just a kind word. So that is why I'd love to invite you here. This is the link. It is school.com/unapologetic affluence. And if you join today, you'll get immediate access to my bonus live profit mapping workshop. This is your $1 million roadmap. Okay. This is a blueprint to your $1 million roadmap. It's waiting for you. We will have this on January 14th, I believe, at 6 p.m. Eastern. So if you join today, you will get access to that as well. Let's see. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, well, what's inside the Unapologetic Affluence community? We have community support, so you will have access to like minded, successful women, elite training. We master pricing, positioning, and scaling strategies. We put you in a place that is going to benefit you and allow you to create the legacy you desire, and then tailored strategies. We talk about personalized coaching for your business. So we will have Q&As. We will have expert trainers come in to support you in your business growth journey. We will make sure that you have what you need to feel supported, to feel loved, to feel joy, to feel, you know, contentment. Because a lot of times we lose that when we're building our businesses. This is just a picture that I love. It's just a woman who was looking out of her window. She's seeing the beautiful skyline. She's got the sunshine because she's made the decision to do something about her business. She's made the decision to invest in herself, to take her business to the next level, and to live and leave a legacy that she desires. And I just want to kind of end this off with saying this isn't a game, it's a legacy. So there are some things that I'd love for you to do, right? I want you to dream, right? We talked about that wealth mindset, that abundance mindset, identifying what it is that you want to achieve and what unapologetic affluence means to you. By doing that, I want you to envision your ideal business and lifestyle. And then based upon that, that's how we build our blueprint and our roadmap. Then I want you to decide. I want you to commit to taking action today. If it's not with me, take action in some way, shape, or form. Put that goal down. Help, refine your offers. Make sure that you are pricing it in a manner that's going to allow you to achieve your profit goals sooner rather than later. And then actually implement those strategies to achieve your goals. There's no point in taking in a whole bunch of information if you're not going to use it, right? Be coachable. Do. Right? We want to be that CEO. We want to make sure that we are positioning ourselves to step into that role powerfully. So do these things. And finally, this is just the congratulatory picture. You have decided to invest in yourself. You have decided to make a good decision in 2025. You have decided that you want to be part of the Unapologetic Affluence community and you want to take your business to the next level. And I cannot wait to welcome you in. And finally, I just want to ask, are you ready? The difference between dreaming and doing is what you decide today. Are you ready to step into your affluence unapologetically? And if you are, it's time to take control of your business and financial future by joining us at the link below. I am looking forward to it. I'm excited, y'all. So many incredible things are going to be happening in 2025. I cannot wait to see the shift and transformation in your business. And I just look forward to seeing you inside. All right. As always, I love being with you. I am Patrice Moore, the Affluent CFO. I cannot wait to see you scale your business sustainably, profitably, with more impact, more joy, and more income. Until next time, we will talk soon. Come and join me.